For some time, until quite recently, the city has been remarkably clear of any serious difficulties. The old times, when killings were one of frequent occurrence, seem to have passed away, and a reign of quiet and order prevailed that would have done credit to the most sedate and well regulated city in the East. The monotony was broken, however, last Sunday on the excursion train, and while the shooting was not done in the city, both parties to it are citizens of the city. The excitement over this affair had already died out before the community was again startled by a shooting scrape yesterday that fortunately was not fatal, but which may result in the victim of the difficulty losing his arm. The precise origin of the difficulty and all its details is somewhat difficult to ascertain, as there are different stories told about the affair. It seems that some weeks or months ago, Doc Holliday borrowed $5 from Billy Allen, the bartender at the Monarch Saloon. From all accounts, Allen had asked him for the money several times, but as Holliday was out of employment, he could not pay it. Yesterday, Allen learned that Holliday was in Hyman's saloon and started in to see him. Some of the former's friends, so they say, advised Allen not to go, but he insisted on going, saying he would not have any trouble, and just as he entered Hyman's place, Holliday, who was standing behind the cigar case, saw him and drew his gun, a cut-off single-action Colt 44, and fired. The first shot missed Allen and went through the glass at the top of the folding doors and lodged in the upper part of the door frame. When the first shot was fired, Allen turned to get out, but stumbled and fell, and just as he fell, Holliday reached over the cigar case and fired the second time, the ball entering Allen's right arm from the rear, about halfway between the shoulder and elbow and passing out in front. The bone was not injured, the ball passing through the muscular or fleshy part of the arm. Henry Kellerman, who was standing behind the bar at the time, caught Holliday after the second shot was fired and prevented him from firing the third shot, if he had been so disposed. Allen got up and got out of the store and fell against the side of the house in a fainting condition. He was put into a hack and driven to his room on East 5th Street. Doctors McLean and d'Avignon were sent for and dressed his wound. An incision was made into his arm and the clotted blood removed, and the wound made by cutting sewed up. To return to Doc Holliday, after the firing of the second shot, Captain Bradbury, who was standing on the sidewalk, rushed in and disarmed Holliday, took him into custody, and escorted him to the county jail, where he was locked up. As he walked off, he made the request to be protected, that is, not to let anyone shoot him in the back. There are two sides to the story connected with the affair. A number of those who were Allen's friends were talked with, and the following is their account of the affair. They insisted that Allen had no intention of having any difficulty, but that he was only going in to see Holliday. As he stated, Cy Allen said to him, "Billy, you had better not go. He will kill you." But Allen did not heed the warning, saying that he would have no difficulty. He did not get killed, but the bullet hole in his arm shows that Cy Allen understood the disposition of Holliday better than Billy did. Allen's friends contend that he had no ill feeling towards Holliday and apprehended no danger and intended to have no difficulty. On the other hand, those who are rather inclined to the side of Holliday say that there is a gang in town who have been wanting an opportunity to kill Holliday for the sake of getting a reputation. One of them stated that Allen had told Holliday that he would give him till noon yesterday to pay back the $5, and that in case he did not pay it, Allen would take Holliday's gun away from him if he had one, and then thump him. Holliday's friends contend that when he saw Allen coming into Hyman's, he thought he was going to fulfill the threat he had made, and being physically greatly the inferior of Allen, he turned loose with his gun with the result already known. These stories are given for what they are worth. They are simply the representations made by the partisans of the different sides. Doc Holliday has been in Leadville for about 2 years. He came here from Arizona, where he had the name of being a dangerous man and utterly reckless of human life if any provocation to kill was offered. During his stay in Leadville, however, he has been very quiet and has never gotten into any trouble until yesterday. It has been reported that a grudge existed between him and certain other gamblers in the city that had its origin in Arizona, and that a killing had been imminent for some weeks. Some of those connected with the Monarch Saloon say that Holliday has been sore at the house for some little time because he was discharged from his position as a faro dealer at one of the tables in the house, and that he has made threats as to what he would do. A sporting man who knew Holliday in Tombstone says that a feud originated there between five brothers named Herb and Doc Holliday on one side, and a lot of cattlemen known as the McLowry brothers and the Clanton brothers on the other side. As nearly as can be learned, the difficulty started by Morgan Herb having shot through a window one night while playing billiards, as it is supposed by one of these cattlemen. The remaining four Herbs and Holliday got on their horses and killed 5 or 6 cowboys. There are other stories about Holliday's recklessness in killing men, but they are given only as reports that may have come through 2 or 3 hands. He is said to be a Southern man by birth and well educated, and a dentist by profession, but he has not followed the business for a long time. It is said by a number of sporting men that the trouble is not over yet, and that it is likely a killing will grow out of the affair before it is ended. At a late hour, Holliday had not got bail, though he probably will today. Leadville Daily Herald, August 20th, 1884.